Hey everybody, this is Matthew with Forging Your Legend, where we help people turn their toughest battles into their greatest legends. And today I want to share a useful metaphor for getting through the periods where you feel like you're putting in the daily effort, you're doing your best, and it's just like it's not making enough of a difference, at least in terms of your immediate experience and your experience of life and your symptoms, etc. The metaphor is compounding interest. You know how that works. Got $100 in the bank, 1% interest, that becomes $101. Then that becomes $102.10. And it just keeps going up and up very slowly at first. And it doesn't seem like it's making much of a difference. And the line's kind of going like this if you graph it. But then over time, it starts to go like this and like this and like this until it's a massive number. But it only gets there by compounding over a long enough period of time. And the key to that is, well, there's two keys. One is you have to keep that 1% happening. Because if that stops, well, then the money's just going to stay the same. And the other thing is it has to keep going over a long enough period of time. So bringing that into your healing process, that is showing up daily with your efforts and just continuing to trust that the compounding effect will work over time. You're not necessarily going to see it all immediately. In fact, it's very, very rare that you're going to see a whole lot of progress immediately. But the longer time goes on, the more likely it is that you'll see the drastic changes that happen because you've built and built and built the little 1% steps, the little 2% steps that add up over time. It's the compounding effect, not any one day, that does this. But you do have to be consistent. You do have to keep showing up over a long enough period of time. And sometimes it really is just 1%, 1%, 1% all the way through. But sometimes there's also grace that comes in, unexpected good things that come in, that throw another $20 into your account all of a sudden, or another $100 or whatever. And some people, can hear this and they're still going to say, well, what do I do with the fact that I can't just rely on 1% forever? I'm not going to live forever. And, metaphorically speaking, I've got $100 sitting in my bank account and I'm trying to buy a house in this economy. How is $100 going to turn into 400,000, 500,000 in a time frame that I'm still alive? And that's a fair question. Again, unexpected positive things can happen. Expect the unexpected to happen. You may not know how that's going to show up, but it will. You'll have sudden breakthroughs, sudden support that'll come in, things that will just suddenly work out better. But in the absence of those things, in between those things, you put in the daily work. You put in the daily 1%. And in order to make a change happen quicker, barring the unexpected, it's going to come down to either you need to increase the percentage of interest, for our metaphor, increase the amount of change you're able to make each day, or you've got to give yourself a long enough period of time. And since we necessarily can't say that our lives are going to get longer, we can't have 1,000 years to do this, and I wouldn't want you to, we got to increase how much we put in. And so that's something that can happen over time. Your ability to do this work doesn't remain static. You're not always going to be just inching along. The ability to do the work improves eventually as you do the work. So you're going to be able to do more with what you've got as you go along. So understand that Bottom line, this is compounding. The work that you do, each little tiny thing that you do each day, it does add up. It may not feel like it, but when you look back a few years from now and you're past this point in your life, you're going to marvel at how all those little things added up to getting to where you wanted to go. So with that being said, if you do me a favor, if you like this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, etc. Share it with somebody you feel could benefit from it. And feel free to reach out if you need some help. My website is forgingyourlegend.com. And I hope that you make it a beautiful day. Take those little steps that you can and just do them each day to the best of your ability. You got this.